Blog Talk Radio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Soul Sister Show with host Sue and myself, Anne. And today we have Thursday, July 23rd. We are in the heart of the summer, so to speak, at least here in Sweden. And we are live call-in show, so call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. Join us and have fun and ask questions, or why not get a free mini reading live on air. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us, press 1 on your device. And as I said, I am Anne, coming to you live from Stockholm, Sweden. And on today's show, we will talk about numerology. What do the numbers mean? Plus taking your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. And remember, you can ask any kind of spiritually related question to us, so we try to answer you the best we can. And we are live, call-in worldwide radio, broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Stockholm, Sweden in Europe. You can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live. If you are on a computer, it's all on the same page, or if you are bringing us up through a cell phone or maybe a tablet, there's a picture that can bring you into another tab, a new tab, into the chat room, because it's not functioning very well on all devices, so to speak. So that's a good thing to do. And on today's show, we will talk about numerology. What do the numbers mean? And usually the third, I lost it. Usually the third Thursday of the month, we have been talking about angels or numbers. And we have a few shows in the past here that we talked about angel numbers. So now we are sliding into numerology a little bit. And we will take your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air. Again here, now is a great time to get your spot in the queue. Call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number. And if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. And if you haven't listened to us before, we are the show that discusses the Akashic Records, soul realignment, healing modalities in general, of course, because it's a passion. And soul realignment actually is a healing modality on a soul level. And we love to talk about any and all spiritual topics. Like today, we're talking about numerology. And we are always alive worldwide radio. And we are proud to announce that now we have listeners in 23 countries. So we are not maybe very rapidly, but we are steadily growing. So we have listeners in 23 countries all over the globe. That amazes me. So thank you so much, everyone, for participating with us, calling in or listening in or chatting with us, or however you do it. Now is still a great time to call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us, press 1. You can always visit us on YouTube. Just search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio directly on YouTube. And if you like us, subscribe to keep yourself updated, and you can see full past episodes from the end of December up until now. And you can also see upcoming shows, small videos. Now, finally, let me bring on my co-host for Soul Sisters, Sue, all the way from Arizona in the U.S., hot Arizona. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, Sissy. I'm good. Yes, you are correct. It is hot Arizona. However, I can add this. Finally, we're getting some moist air coming up from the south, from Mexico, which we keep our fingers crossed. It's going to create some storms, which will help cool down the desert a little bit. So, yeah,
nice.
but so we're doing pretty good out here.
Wow. Yeah, actually, we have a nice weather here too, but it's not hot enough for me. It's around 20 degrees Celsius. I don't know how much that is, maybe 70, 77 Fahrenheit.
Right.
I'm freezing.
I know you are.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's funny. If you want some cool weather, why don't you come here? You're welcome.
Hey, if you want to warm up, you can always come to the desert. You know that.
Oh, I'm coming. I know you're a very good cook as well, so I'm coming.
Hey, back at you. I know you are too. So.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. So, everybody listening in, now is a great time to call in for questions and free mini readings live on air to get your spot in the queue. Call in at 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 213-943-3587. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And of course, you can find out much more about us and about the radio on scrollsofthesoul.com. And before we move on with today's show, I know that my city wants to recap what the last show was all about.
Yes. Last week was interesting because we were doing the topic awakening, and right when this topic started, I lost Anne. They had a little bit of a technical problem. So we didn't get into it as much as we would have liked to. So we may keep your ears open because we may take on this topic again, just because we both have a lot to contribute to the topic. And yeah. And I kind of want Anne's participation in that topic. So we'll revisit it again. But with Awakening, there were just a couple areas I had brought up while we were trying to get Anne back. And I'm just going to throw out a few of them. Have you ever considered everything you've ever been told in the media to be a lie? So we started off there, or I started off with that, and then just kind of moved through some other questions about history, about the monarchy in Britain, different aspects of things we've been taught that we've learned. And with that, Anne and I both have a unique perspective because clearly, you know, she's on the European side, she's on the other side, and there's a lot she's seen and that she knows historically isn't necessarily the truth. And both of us have added something to that. Go ahead, Anne.
Yeah, I wanted to say and vice versa because it's the same for you. And when we actually combine what we hear from each place we are in, right, then we can start to understand and actually also get a bigger understanding what's going on. Because I think I tried for many years to avoid that because I don't like politics. For me, that's very negative. It's a lot of fighting, dirty, throwing garbage on one another and trying to tell everyone that this is it, I'm the best and stuff like that. But actually, I think
Right.
it's very important, specifically while walking this path, that we understand. And I think that this weird time that we are living in right now, it helped me to push me further in and actually opening up my eyes. Because I can tell everyone, I think I said that before, here in Sweden, they cover the news in 5 minutes. Sometimes it's
Right.
going a little bit longer. But how can you cover the area of Stockholm, local news, the whole
Right.
Sweden and the world in 5 minutes? What am I going to be told? Nothing.
Right. What are you going to gain from that? Well, then
Nothing.
not only that, they're leaving out so much other information, and then you have to come from the perspective that is this the truth? Am I being fed something? Because when we both put our knowledge together and we talk about different things we see in our own country and how news is portrayed, it's completely different. And once you start to question, that's where the awakening comes in. Because part of that awakening is you questioning what you've been told, what you've read, what you've heard. And you end up just going down the rabbit hole naturally, and once you do, there's no controlling where that's going to lead you, so to speak. And it may lead you into politics, like you said, an area that's dirty and it's a place you don't want to go. But when you connect all the dots, right, you see that it's all connected, that everything is connected.
Yes.
And that a lot of these same people in the political arena are mingling with those in the music and Hollywood. They're all intertwined, and you start to look at it in a different way. So there's a lot out there. Once you start that path, you can't unsee the things you've seen.
Yeah. And also I have to mention there's a lot of info out there, but I think no one should actually believe everything from every source, right? So use judgment by yourself and use logic and just keep some things until you can see that, okay, this has actually turned out to be true. This one not proceed, because it's really very interesting. I'm intrigued by it right now, I can tell you.
Yeah, this is true. And like you said, you can't really avoid it. When you head in one direction, you think you're peeking under the covers, so to speak, in that area, and you find out that there's a whole other aspect that's intersecting with that one area you start looking into, and they all start to lead to other areas. And when you and I compare information, from your sources there and my sources here, it doesn't line up. It doesn't make sense. So it really starts
it doesn't
questioning.
line up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you really start to question everything. So when the goal last week was to spur these questions with you guys, and maybe if you find that you're in your own awakening, that you might want to head down that rabbit hole yourself and start searching, start researching. So that was that. That was last week. We will, hold on 1 second. Yeah, thank you, Anne.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, guys. It's an inside joke there. All right, so we're going to get into the topic.
Yes. I'm the funny one here.
Yes, she is. Okay, so numerology is where we were going to go today. And like Ann said, we had started off with numbers, angel numbers, and we had done 1 through 5. And now, so this is kind of new for me. I'm just in the beginning, and a little bit, has done a little bit more with the angel numbers. But it is interesting. So one of the things I'd like to state for everyone listening, all our callers, is we plan on doing a numerology reading for our callers. And what we'd like you to do...
Short one.
Yeah, it's a short one. And what we'd like you to do is head over to our website. Go over there, and when you're there, scroll down to the bottom of the page. There is, hang on, I'm just going to review it myself and give you an idea. There's an area that you can fill out. It says get in touch. And what we would like you guys to do, if you want a numerology reading, is to fill that out. So you would go to scrollsofthesoul.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page where it says get in touch, and then fill out the document we have there with your area code. So when you, what we need from you is your birthday. And of course, that information is private, and it's up to you guys if you want to do it. If you don't, we completely understand as well. That information will be discarded. It won't be information we hang on to. So we wanted to let you know
and
upfront.
it's nothing we ever would reveal on the radio. So that's why we ask people who want to join this event we're going to have to just fill in the contact form. We are the only ones that are going to see that.
Yep. And then if you could put your area code, so what will happen is when we finally do this show, which is going to be on August 20th, we'll know who it is by matching up the area code. Just add your area code after your birth date. We'll know on our board who it is, and we'll do a reading for you. We'll do a numerology reading using your birthday. So
yes, a life path reading, a very short one, a small life path, and tell you about the number of your life path and what that means for you.
Right. So each week we'll remind you, where to go and what information to give. And hopefully, by the 20th of August, everyone who wants a reading will have filled this out, and we'll give you a free mini reading with numerology and your life path. Okay, so with today's show, like Ann said, it is a numerology show, and the life path number is key to understanding your life's purpose and your innate tendencies and talents and the obstacles you'll face as you continue to master the lessons to be learned, which there's always lessons to be learned, as we all know. The life path number indicates the primary mission of life. It outlines what you're learning, mastering, evolving into. So while you'll have an innate gifts and talents in this particular arena, you will also have more distinct and heightened obstacles in getting there, which we all know there's always an obstacle in getting there, but there's always a lesson to be learned. So what I was going to do was just run through the basic 9 numbers with what each one stands for. So we'll start with number 1. Number 1 stands for creative, being creative, male dominant, alpha leader, ambitious, individualism, self, aggression, happiness, fulfillment, glory. I'm just kind of giving you some of what's in the numbers. Fame, unique, let's see, intuition, that's another one. So that's number 1. And like Anne, could you please explain before I proceed just how
Yes.
you can't, when you derive your numbers, when you use a birthday, for instance, how do you proceed using the birthday? So what numbers are we using, for instance?
We are talking about today here the life path. So there are many different ways of calculating different things, but we're not going into that part in this show. So the life path number, you want the year, the whole year. For instance, you may have been born 1970, right?
Yeah.
In December and the 15th of December. It's just an example. So you add 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 0, but you can just skip the 0 because it doesn't have any value, right? And then you add plus 1 plus 2, that's December, plus 1 plus 5. And I don't know exactly what number you come up to when you do that. I'm not so fast in counting in my head. But if you end up with a 2-digit number, for instance, say it's 68, that's a high number.
Right.
Maybe that's not very likely, but anyway, we can take 68. So you take 6 plus 8. That would be 14, right?
14,
and then you have another 2 digits. So you keep on doing that, adding until you have only 1 digit, except for if you catch a master number like 11 or 22. So 1 plus 4 in this case, that would be a 5, right?
5.
So you end up like a 5. Don't take my calculation here for granted. I just wanted to show you guys how it's done.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So give me a second because I've got a bunch of tabs up and I'm trying to get back over to our board. Okay. So that's how you take the calculations. That's the dates that you use, the year, and then the month, and then the date, right? The day you were born, right?
Yes.
But you now
basically this is the life path number, like you stated before here, that's the key to understanding your life purpose.
Right. Now,
if that makes sense. Yes.
Right. And each number has kind of an explanation to it. So it gives you a very rich answer to each number, I guess is the best way to put it. But there was I brain farted on it. There's a way, okay, so you do the equation, right? But your final answer cannot be more than like 11, 22, 33. You can either have a single number, or if you have a double number as your answer, it's a master number, right? So your equation won't come out to be 3, 6, 7, so to speak. Your equation, your final number will be either a master number or a single digit, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So when you're figuring out the equation with someone's birthday. Okay, so I'm just going to run through a couple more before we reach the bottom of the hour. So the number 2 stands for, of course, number 1 was male, number 2 is female. I think that should be swapped around, don't you?
Yeah.
Just looking at that. Anyways, cooperation, consideration, love, flexibility, adaptability, the subconscious, harmony. So these are just parts of, I'm not going to go into each number, everything that involves each number. Number 3 is the divine, triangle, that kind of makes sense. The Holy Trinity, which that's another one that makes sense. Faith, hope, charity, expression, speech, culture, art, sensitivity, immaturity. That's kind of funny. Number 4 is the builder, foundation, stability, power, progress, justice, law, civilization, wisdom, health, conviction.
Yeah. And actually, I have to jump in here. The 4, you can think of it as a square. That's the foundation, like you are building your house, so to speak. So you have come to number 4, and that's the foundation of everything, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you
and
said
that's
that. I'm sorry.
The builder makes sense, because you have the 4, which is stable, unlike 3, which is the triangle. That's not as stable, so to speak, if you're using a chair. Good luck sitting in a chair with 3 posts, right? Okay. So 5 is the visionary, expansion, opportunity, adventure, the subconscious mind, individualism, freedom, healing, miracle, choices, the new age. Okay, and number 6 is the protector, provider, healer, nurturer, children, empathy, intuition, sympathy, love of community, unconditional love, architecture, charity, balance, grace. Yeah, there's a lot involved with each number. So I'm going to go through 1 or 2 more, Sissy, before we come to the bottom of the hour.
Yes.
Number 6, I did. Okay, number 7. The analyst, the thinker, science, learning, education, study, the written word, logic, alchemy, secrets, myth, religion, ritual, understanding, knowledge. Yeah, 7 is a powerful one, huh? There's a lot.
Yes, it's a powerful, and also
7.
it's considered a very spiritual number, right?
Right.
Very close connected to the spiritual path. Yeah.
Yeah. The collective consciousness, genius. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Number 8, manifesting wealth, or the manifesting wealth, power, riches, status, material, pragmatism, the ego, dictatorship. Well, isn't that interesting? Business, investment, employment. Go ahead.
But also, the number 8 is usually considered like something ongoing all the time into eternity, right? The symbol of the 8.
Right. Yeah. In fact, that's a symbol that's used quite often with healing. I won't get into how, but I know that's a symbol that's used because it's an infinity symbol. Okay.
Yes.
So,
thank you for the word.
Number 9. Yes. Number 9, the humanitarian, religious, charitable, duty, calling, mission, obligation, the higher self, spirit guides, the mysticism, faith, angel on earth, faith in mankind, optimism, divine wisdom. Yeah, there's a lot with number 9. And then you don't use 10. There is no 10 in numerology because you start back off with 1 again. Basically, you wouldn't, there's no point in having the 0. 0 is 0. So you'd move into the master numbers, which, like we said earlier, would be 11, 22, 33, and so on.
And I can mention something else. You can also consider when it comes to numerology, when you start with the number one. The number one on a journey can be seen as the start of the journey, and then you're
Right.
moving yourself upwards. And the 9, that's the number for endings and finishing things, coming full circle and stuff like that.
Right. Right. So just really quick, so 11, just as an example of the master numbers, 11 would be the master teacher, illumination, enlightenment, inspirational, idealism, intuitive, psychic, channeling, symbols, expression, the dreamer, let's see, the mysticism, the prophet, so that would be 11. And then 22, the master builder, dreams made, manifest, ancient wisdom, realization, force of nature, the future, evolution, technology, universal love, God, redemption, love, war, leader, the universe, and personal power. Yeah, I was just trying to go over, kind of just grab a couple of them with each number. So you kind of get the idea that we go into the duality or the master numbers. And so that was it for that, for my list of numbers to kind of give an idea of what is associated with each number.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you,
I think it's not a problem. And it's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. It's the bottom of the hour. Yeah. I love that. So thank you, everybody, for listening to us. And we are soon going to start taking your calls because we see that we have a few callers on the board waiting for us very eagerly. Thank you for your patience. And if you haven't called in yet, because I think we still have room for a few more, so now you can call in at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. On today's show, we are talking about numerology. What do the numbers mean? And we are taking your calls for questions and free mini readings. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And you can always listen live and text chat with us during our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio will be next Thursday, July 30th, with Soul Sister Show, host Sue and Anne, myself, and we will welcome a very special guest of ours, Gary W. Humphrey, discussing astral projection. This is a really intriguing topic. Plus, of course, we take your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. We'll be on next Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London, 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And as Sue said before, we will do a very special event for those of you who call into our next show with numerology. That will be on Thursday, August 20th. We will offer you to send your birthday to us. That means year, month, and date in advance. And we will calculate your life path number for you and give you a short reading about your life path number when you call in on August 20th. So what you do, you can just go to our website at scrollsofthesoul.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page and fill in the contact form. And please choose show in the drop-down menu and write your area code and the year, month, and day you were born in the message box. And I think you need to have to put in your first name and your email address to be able to sell that away. And we are not sharing your personal and private info with anyone else, of course, as usual. But we want to have time to calculate and prepare for you. And your area code will also give us the opportunity to find you on the board. We haven't set a number yet for how many we can actually manage. We try to do the readings as fast and short as we can on August 20th, and that's when we are going to proceed with numerology again. I have put up some info in the chat room, so you can go to scrollsofthesoul.com/live and read a little bit more. There's a picture with info, and there's also text just below it. So we would really be happy to interact with you. Really, it will be very fun. And you can keep yourself updated on our shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming. And we are always a live call-in worldwide radio, so broadcasting today from Arizona in the U.S. and Stockholm, Sweden. You can listen live and text chat with us at scrollsofthesoul.com/live. And if you haven't called in yet, you can call in now at 213-943-3587. 213-943-3587. International callers dial +1 before the number, and if you want to talk with us live on the show, press 1. Sissy, I think I'm done. So, you ready?
Okay, yeah. Before I take callers, I just want to put out a thank you to all of our listeners all around the world, 23 different countries. That's amazing. We're overwhelmed and grateful that we have 23 countries with listeners in it. So thank you, everyone, for listening in.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
And you're always welcome to call, too, from the countries of origin that you're listening into. We are worldwide, so we definitely love to take a phone call. And and one more thing, I pulled a bunch of cards for our listeners. So before I take a call, what I find intriguing is that someone or all of you have family who have been making it known that they're around you. And there's father's energy, grandfather's energy. So it may very well mean, one person on the board or many people. But I always try to pull a card, before, and we don't always get to it. So I just wanted to let everyone know. You do have family who's trying to connect with you. Okay. So are you ready, Sissy? I will move over.
Yes.
I'm going to take a call.
Always. Yes.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Sue. Hi, Ann. It's been...
I totally... hang on,
calling from Alabama.
Hold on.
Patricia.
Hold on, love. Okay, thanks, Patricia. I was going to say, we had trouble. You were kind of going in and out. Kind of sounds robotic over here. Okay, Patricia from Georgia. How are you, Patricia? It's been a while.
Yes, it has. I've been doing well. Some things have changed since I last talked to you.
Really?
Yes. So, I don't know. I just want to know what you picked up for me as far as directions where I need. What do you around me and for what's coming for me in the next 2 months, and that is just in general speaking. I mean, I was in nursing school a couple of months ago. All of my children were out of the home, and I was getting my grandkids when I could, or when I wasn't so busy. I was working, But I'm not doing any of that now due to circumstances that took place 2 months ago. And I just don't know, I'm not confused about the situation. I just want to know what my angel guides need for me to, I don't even know how to phrase the question.
Right. I can hear it. I can tell.
Me.
Well, right before I took the phone call, I had pulled some cards. I always try to, we don't always get to them. But, so here, I'm just going to give you an order what came up. So, hello from heaven was one. Listen is the next one. And then a father's love. So let me just give you a breakdown of what each card says. Hello from heaven. Your loved ones in the spirit world want to connect with you as much as you want to connect with them. They know you've been thinking of them, and they're sending you signs and symbols to show you how much they love you and to prove they're with you at this time. And then the listen card would be, you have to be willing to listen if you want to really understand someone. Now is not the time to be offering advice, but to be compassionate, to be a compassionate listener. To listen fully and intently means to pay attention, not to just what's being said, but what lies beneath the words. So the final one is the father's love. And earlier I said it's a father figure, a grandfather. So this message is the father's love for his son or daughter never dies. The strength gained from such love is often unqualifiable in that it can be tapped into at any time for whatever reason. Whether your father is still here or has passed, a father's love is one that's strong, that has strong bonds, and any of us can experience. So I don't know if that's specifically for you, but that's the first thing I'm sensing that I needed to tell you that. And then the next aspect is work related. Okay, so what I'm hearing just with work, and then I'm going to ask Ann to jump in afterward, is it's twofold. It's the situation and what's going on right now in this arena, in the healthcare arena, which is making it very hard to get back into that arena. Not that opportunity isn't going to arise, it will, but there's definitely some things in the way due to, the virus. They're behind. They seem to be behind anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks, getting back to, the health that they normally participate in, hospitals, doctors. It seems to be behind because of this. But I don't know if you're looking to go back into that arena or if it's other circumstances. But there's just a delay for whatever reason, especially because of the coronavirus. But I do see opportunity coming around again. Let me see if Ann would like to add to this. Ann?
Yes. Hi. This is Ann.
Hi, Ann.
So I have the same feeling, and I felt very strongly when you talked about someone from the other side wanting to connect with you, and just pay attention and see all those signs. You can smell something, you can hear with your inner ears, you can dream, you can just see very odd things happening. You can see feathers that can come not only from angels, it can come from loved ones, or just all of a sudden you remember things, or someone tells you something, or you hear something on the radio, because it feels like a male energy wanting to connect with you, but it feels like you are aware, you are very receptive, but it's like this time period, it's like someone couldn't actually reach you, and don't judge yourself for that. That happens to us all, right? So just try to see what's going on, because I have a feeling that this energy entity, spirit wants to just connect with you, because you have that ability. You are open enough. And when it comes to work, it's the world that is not very receptive and open. So that's what's affecting many of us. But I do feel that you have what you have been doing before this started. It feels like you have a very good foundation. So I feel that step by step, when the world is opening up, I sense that you will come to most likely work with what you wish to work with, and things will be set in motion. It had been feeling like things are standing still, and that's not so weird if you think of how the world actually is acting. And of course, we can always try to manage our energy and what's around us, but we can't really manage how the collective is functioning and the world is going. So right now, there's a big energy from the world in general, so that's affecting all of us. But it's going to lighten up, and I do have a feeling that it's going to come to place. I'm not shown a timeline, but I think, as Sue said, it's a matter of weeks. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yes, what you both have said has resonated very much so. And the male energy is my father. And yes, I have been trying to. Yes, it's my father. I've been trying to connect with him, and I think about him all the time, and I know he's trying to connect with me. So I will listen and pay attention more, and and also school. It's nursing school that I was attending, and now I have to. I don't see where I'll be able to attend next semester. It's just a whole lot that's going on. But okay. It does, everything resonates.
Okay, good. Because I feel also what you can do, for instance, we tend to forget sometimes that even if we don't hear, I think my theory, because we have only theories, we're not on the other side yet, right? So my theory is that this world is very dense, and spirits on the other side, they can hear us much better than, because it's a lighter energy, so they can hear us in a much better way. So just talk to your father and tell him, ask him over again to give you a sign that you can understand, something that you can relate to. It can be something electrical, because sometimes, because it's energy, electrical things like fridges and radios and whatever, that's in an easy way. It doesn't take so much effort from the other side to do something with it so that we can notice it. So just ask him, talk to him, even if you can't hear him in the same manner, he's hearing you. And he's in your mind, because he's always with you. Okay? So should we see if Sue has anything else?
Yeah, I actually do, Patricia. One more aspect. You are, I don't know, I'm going to just state it, and it's up to you if you want to answer. Are you feeling a bit drained?
Yes.
Just like, yeah, okay. All right, you are, and we've talked about this before, you resonate so much light, so much. And when that happens, if we don't seek out some type of protection from our own guides, or from God or wherever you want to seek that protection, it's going to get very draining. You're going to get really tired, and sometimes you feel oppressive because it's like a moth to light. You come on back towards light, and you get moth. It's the same idea. You resonate a lot of light, and it can get really tiring when that happens. So there's several things you can do. One, this is going to sound silly. One of them is imagine that you're in inside a bell. You physically see a bell around you, and that is your shield, so to speak. That's your protection from the energies you're receiving. You need them to bounce off of you, so you're not absorbing them. Because such as light, light absorbs. Moths are drawn to light, and not every moth. Some of them kind of look a little doofy and they act a little weird, when they get around light. And it's the same concept with other people's energy. When you start absorbing it, it can become oppressive to you. So you just want to put up a barrier, an imagined barrier that you see, some type of physical barrier, and that protects you. When you ask for that protection, and you'll start to feel a little bit better. Because you're not receiving and taking in everyone's energy, and it's not sapping yours.
Yes. Yes. So my God, thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I hope that helps. But we do have to wrap it up, love, because we've got so many other callers, and I've got to take some more calls. Keep in touch. Let us know how things are going, and take care of you.
Please do.
Thank
you, ladies. I love you both. God bless you both.
We love you too.
Bless you too.
And you please stay safe. And I look forward to hearing from you again. I will keep in touch.
All right. Thank you,
Patricia.
Ladies.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right, Sissy. Is there any questions in that room?
Yeah, we can make that one a quickie. Sorry, Lil Fairy. So, I know that you hear us, Lil Fairy, and this one is for you. Hi, Anne and Sue. Hope you're doing well. If you have time, hope you can answer my question. I went through the past beliefs that show up whenever I sense a connection with someone. And in the process of clearing those beliefs, I think that the connection with SR showed me all that. I'd like to ask Spirit if I'm on the right path, please.
Okay, I get just really quick, continue. So continue, because it's not, we don't put just 1 week into that work. That self-work takes time. And while we might get 1 or 2 answers, that makes sense. Continue down that path just as far as your own self-work, because it took you a long time to get to that place. So it's going to take you some time to come out of that mindset. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. And I can continue. I fully agree. I got the same as you, Sissy. And also that it's a process, and be proud of yourself, because when we are aware, it doesn't mean that once we become aware, everything is fixed, but we are aware. So every single time we feel that, okay, now, no, I'm not going to do that again, we are more in our own power to make a choice, a powerful choice for us. So what I'm seeing for you is that this is a time you are on the path, continue as you are. You are way on your path here to be the power in your own life and be the leader of yourself. So when you are in that position, nothing can actually rock you, because you realize that I don't need anything from the outside. I want to have company, I want this and that, but I'm not in the need of it. And that's when you are attracting the love, for instance, that you want, because you don't need it, but you want to find it because you want to share it with someone. So I do have a feeling, just continue, and you're doing very well. Take the lead of you in this sense. I hope that made sense, Little Fairy. Many blessings to you. Thank you for being on every single show. We love you.
Yes, we do. Yeah, and we always appreciate that you're entrusting us with your questions.
Yes.
I didn't really get anything for SR. Was she asking about SR? Because nothing really came in for SR.
Okay, no. She's just saying, I wanted to know if my ex-partner will find a way to come back to me and if she still thinks of me. Okay, no, that was someone else. Okay, sorry. We have another question. I mixed them. No, I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, no, that's fine.
Everyone listening.
All right.
So, yeah, it made sense. So I think that's fine. Thank you so much, Lily Fairy. Do you have time for another short from Intrigued Earthling? Very short one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I wanted to know if my ex-partner will find a way to come back to me if she still thinks of me. That's for Intrigued Earthling. Thank you for sending us the question. So I'm going to see what's coming up.
Right.
Do you want me to start, Susie?
Yeah, I'm going to grab a deck too. I was going to douse, but I just made the call. Last minute call to grab a deck as well.
Okay, I sense this is for you, Intrigued Earthling. I do have a feeling that she's thinking of you, but she may not be ready right now. It's more like she's more focused on the world, but I do feel that there are still feelings. But it's still kind of, it's like I feel some tension, so it's like walking away from the tension a little bit. In the future, I do have a sense that it's very possible for the two of you, but it's important to remember when we have a history together with someone in this lifetime that we can remember. There are always things that we have been going through together. So those things need to be worked on if you want to have a second round and be together again. I think it's very possible, but you need to both be willing to do that part and to also leave the past behind so you can move forward. I can't say that when this is going to happen or if it's absolutely, of course I can't promise it's 100% going to happen, but I feel it's a great possibility it can, but it takes maybe a little longer time, so maybe at the end of the year, something like that. I hope that makes sense. Now we ask Sue. Do you have anything, Sue?
Well, I got paying attention to the red flag because those signs are just to caution, to be cautious, aware. And when we receive red flags, it's usually our first. When you get that first gut instinct, so to speak, where it doesn't feel right, but you can't quite put your finger on it, that's a sign for you to pause, take a step back, because there's something there that doesn't feel right. And when it doesn't feel right, it doesn't mean you're always going to get the answer to what that is as well. So you have to understand that. But it's your own body's way of receiving information that's there, even if you're not receiving it, so to speak. Your body, there's a reaction. And so red flags are just a really good intuitive way to know that there needs to just pause, that something doesn't necessarily feel right, and that something's off. I don't disagree with Anne, believe it or not, but that's kind of down the road a little bit. There's just some area here that needs to be looked after and understood. if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it is a red flag, and it's one in which you need to be observant of and understand, and hopefully that will actually take it in a place that you didn't expect it to take you.
Yeah,
I hope
actually, intrigued Earthling said it makes sense. So,
Yeah.
so we hope we could help you. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Good luck. Keep us informed. We're always here. So, and you're welcome to call in too. I know a lot of people like to write, but you're also welcome to call in. Okay. Are you ready, Sissy?
Yes. Yes.
Phone call? Okay. Let me move over here. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling?
High school sister is Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
But it's so interesting about the numbers. And I know you, I got to pay more attention. That's what I learned from that. But I do have a question. May I please?
Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you, ladies. Just wanted to let you know that on the past issue of that place, it is in progress. There was something in the newspaper for a violation of declaration of emergency. It was on the newspaper, so that is on as well. But my primary reason right now is the gentleman with the little R. I'd like to know if he has calm. Because I have something pending that he has that's mine, and I like to know if he already have calm. I know he's going through a lot because he had to clear a lot sequence there. We know there's people, and you can please advise me. I kind of want to calm my soul on that. Thank you.
Well, are you talking about an item? He has an item of yours that you haven't gotten back yet?
Furry friend, that's mine. He got 2 furry friends.
Hold on, honey, because you're not coming in clear. I need to, whatever you're doing, is there any way you could just stay still for a minute and try to state that a little more clear so I can hear you?
I still stand still like a tree. I just want to know if that gentleman with the little R, if I'm able to communicate with him now. I know he has a lot of problems right there where he's living. It has the doorway open already, or do I need more time?
Right. Okay.
I'm sure you can see it. You see
is he still
pretty?
Is he still participating in some of this stuff that's going on with with the work?
I haven't talked to him, but I know I talked to the PD, and there's a little bit of activity going on over there. You got it, Miss Ann.
Because I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that's done yet. Okay, I don't feel like that. That watch we talk about, right, with all of its moving parts. And remember, we talked about the public, things being in the public participation here. R is still kind of wrapped up in that. Does that make sense? So there are some things. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. This one is with the work. And with that work violation, like the clock, you're 100% right. I didn't even get near it. It was on the newspaper. That was on Monday and Sunday was on the newspaper on the headlines or on the first page in the newspaper. Oh my God! Anyway.
Yeah, you must have been really when you saw that. You must have thought about our past conversations here with it being in the public arena.
Yeah.
Wow, right. Yeah, that's crazy. yes, there's something he's still locked into this. Okay, whatever this is, he's still kind of locked into it, and I'm not seeing any of this clear up right away. So whatever it is, you're hoping, that happens now. It's just, it's not, it's that slow moving clock where all those pieces are involved. There's so many pieces in with this. So, and I know October just seems to always jump out at me when it comes to some of this just clearing up. Okay, it just, I keep seeing the month of October. I know that's probably not good enough for you. You kind of want it a little bit quicker. But because there's so many integral parts here, there's so many moving parts. So it doesn't move as quickly as you'd hope it would, because there's also so many different levels here and so many people involved, so many aspects to it. Is there something he has of yours, though, physically has of yours, that you wanted back?
Are we talking about another issue?
Yeah, something totally different from this issue, but that he has something that you.
The gentleman with the little R is ROB. I never worked with him. He used to live where I used to live before, so we were in the near perimeter within about 6 years. But then we had a big disclosure, and he got angry because I didn't pay attention to him. So he did everything he can to he said something that it's mine, and I've been calling every 2 weeks to leave him a nice message. And I hope that he has calmed down.
Right.
In a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, when there's a lot of moving parts, it's really hard to see, it's really hard to see clearly because there's so much involved. There's so much around this. Yeah, right now, this is just a time thing. I wish I could add more. I just can't. I just know it's so much in the public arena. There's people coming in and out, people that are, participating in it. Some people just out of curiosity are kind of looking, So there's just a lot of involvement here, and this R person is kind of wrapped up in some of it. So this person's attention isn't focused where you would like the attention to be focused. It's kind of somewhere else right now. It's like the mail. It's like going to the Department of Motor Vehicle, where you're in line forever, and everybody works for the government and makes the same pay, so no one really moves quickly. It's very slow moving, right? And this is too. This is really slow moving. Yeah, I can't get much more than that. Right now, Anne came knocked off. I'm going to have to get her back on. She came off, so I got to get her back on air. Yeah, honey, that's the best I can do right now. I hope that helps. I know it's not what you want to hear.
No, the truth is I guess
Right.
I should wait a little bit longer to talk to him.
Follow your instincts on that. If you want to give it a try, if you want to try to get a response, go ahead.
But the response, he might be violent. He's gonna be arguing with me, right? Or maybe not, or calm down.
If it's something where you're going to get into an argument and you know that's going to happen, maybe give it a little bit more time. But, love, I've got to wrap it up because I've got a board full of callers. And you can call us back every week and keep us updated. It's so slow moving that there's not a lot of clarity I can give you at this moment, except for October. I don't know what's so important in October, but October seems to be kind of the scale in which it tips, I guess, the best way to put it. I can't hear you, love. I'm going to have to wrap it up because our connection is going really bad.
Does October go with the little R? Is that what you're getting?
Yes. October goes with R.
Thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, honey.
You.
All right. Take care. Bye.
God bless you, man.
Okay. I think I got Ann. You're back, right, Ann?
Yeah, I managed to get back. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
Maybe it's the virus.
Yeah.
I'm just
maybe
kidding.
it is. All right, let me take the next call. Hang on. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? All right. So we'll move on to our next caller, Susie.
Yes.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Barb, and I'm calling from Illinois.
Hi, Barb. How
Hi,
are
Barb.
you? Good. I've
What
never
can we do
listened to
for
you
you?
ladies before, so I've been enjoying myself.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
We appreciate
thank you.
that. What can we do for you, Barb? How's it going in Illinois?
It's a beautiful day today. Actually, we don't even need air conditioning, so it's a good day.
Oh, lucky
Low
you.
humidity.
Lucky you.
Thank God for once. Of course, tomorrow is going to be a different day, and I think Saturday is going to be like 100 to 110. So today is 70.
No way.
Yeah, today is 78, so we'll take this all day.
Wow. In Illinois, it's going to be 100 and something? Holy crap. That's
you
crazy.
know what? What it is they talk about the heat index, and it's the humidity,
Right.
which I don't really remember as a kid. I remember it being hot, 90s and 95 or whatever.
Right.
But I don't remember the humidity like I do now.
It's funny you say that because I've grown up on the East Coast, Connecticut, where I was born and raised. And, we pretty much got the same weather you guys got. Just moved across country over to us. And I don't ever remember getting, 100 degrees there. It was, 90s or so with the humidity. And it's been like that back there as well. So there's definitely some heat issues going on.
Yeah.
So
I always they talk about all the climate change and everything, and I just wondering what all this fracking does, where they violate Mother Earth and just keep drilling and drilling. Something about that just doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't sit well with me. I think it shifts the plates.
It may very
and the
well,
Earth. Yeah,
it may very well.
Yeah.
But there's also
I
a lot
am
of
a life path.
atmospheric stuff.
I know this.
Say it again, Barb.
I said I am a life path 7.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
And my birthday is 2/2056.
Do you want to send that information into us? I can state that again if you just go over to scrollsofthesoul.com and you send that into us, because August 20th is when we plan on doing the show, specifically giving a reading for everyone who sent in their birthdays. And all we want you to do is send in that info and put the first 3 digits, the area code.
Area code.
Right. So when you do that and you call in on the 20th, then we can give you the reading.
Okay.
I don't want to put your information out on air. So we figured the best way we can connect you would be through, the area code and your first name, of course.
Right.
So,
But I have to ask if either it's
sure.
through the angels or the cards, or family. I have enough of them. What is the universe saying to me?
About your family.
No, not about my family. I'm just saying, is it family that's... I know my mother is. I know I have family members that communicate with me for sure.
Right.
I feel their energy. But what does the universe or angels or guides have to say to me regarding anything?
That's a bold question, Barb.
Well, why not?
Yes.
Well, that actually, to be quite honest, that sounds like an Akashic Records question. It's not one I can do in 5 minutes, personally.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah, I don't need you to go back. No, I don't. That's what I'm just speaking in general of what angels, whatever, have to say.
Listen.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, as far as that's concerned. Go ahead, Ann.
Okay. I actually have an answer here. What I'm getting as a message from spirits and angels and guides for you is that it's time to see things from a broader perspective and also being more open to the world. And I do feel that you are very, very open. But it's like they want you to pay attention right now and to observe what's going on for the positive for yourself, because I'm very sure here that you're going to see some signs that are helping you to maybe change direction a little bit. It feels like a very good thing. I'm not shown anything specific. I think it has to do with your spiritual path. That's what I'm sensing. And also that there are so many things going on within. Even if this is a very weird time that we have been going through, all of us around the globe, right?
Right.
It gives us the opportunity to listen within much more than we usually have time to. So the blessing, if you can say that in something very negative, is there ever a blessing? Yes, it can be. And that's the blessing of this time. So what they want you to do right now, be more observative than you usually are, and just work with what's coming up from within, release what no longer serves you, bring in some new, and keep on developing your contact, because they are right beside you. They are taking care of you and guiding you, but they want you to develop even further and more deep, so to speak, the wonderful gifts that you have. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Well, let me just say this. I didn't think I could be any more observant, because not too many things come across my path that I'm just very visual, that I don't see in an instant. It's just how I'm made, but I will take heed to that, and maybe it's the things that are just already there that I really just haven't noticed. Maybe it's not something new. Maybe it's something old that I need to look at.
Yes, and also it's something coming from within. So when we are changing within, even if we have come a long way on our journey and we have done a lot of things, we are always peeling that onion, because if we didn't have to, we wouldn't be here, right? So it's something that goes on for all of us, and every time we go through that kind of transformation, then we see things slightly differently. So even if there are things that already are there, maybe you will see them with new eyes. Make sense?
It makes a lot of sense, and I have been doing and listening to spirit more, because my ears keep making sounds, the numbers that come by. The light that flashes on my end table, it's like they can do anything, but don't be messing around with my electricity. That just freaks me out.
Okay. But they do that sometimes because it's easy for them, because everything is energy, so that's why it's easy for them to use electrical stuff, right? But also the number, I just want to tell you that the number 7 life path is usually the one that's very connected to spirituality and to go within and to grow your gifts and to be really onto all of that. So it's a great thing. But you also are sometimes maybe much into thinking and analyzing, and that's a good thing.
True.
So find the balance between your mind, because we need to use all of our gifts, right? We have our mind. Find the balance between that and the inner part, your intuition. Make sense?
Yeah. I got to take out more time for meditation, for sure. Mhm.
Okay, so we should ask Sue if Sue has anything for us.
Yeah. What card did she pull?
Actually, I got, I didn't even have to because I got a message from Archangel Michael. Your crown chakra, you need to cancel, clear, and delete first, because you have to release some things from the past. And one of the words that came up, and there's no judgment, there's no association, there's no nothing. Addiction came up. It doesn't mean drugs. It doesn't, addiction could be food, could be anything. So that word came up, and to release. So there's some releasing that's got to go on, because you have a beautiful connection through the crown chakra. It's vibrant, it's strong. You know you're receiving messages. You hear them, you see them. And so a little bit of discipline. It's going to take a little bit of discipline. And just some healing work. Make sure to keep, we always have to work on ourselves with things we need to heal, because they can become blockages, But I see that crown chakra is wide open, and Michael is there. He's sending messages. Very proud of you, very proud of the path he's taken, wants you to continue that path, and just make sure you clear and heal and release, if that makes sense. So, yeah. I mean, this is an arena you're either already probably in or one you should be getting into.
More like getting into it fully, to really embracing it,
Yes, Barb. It's without a doubt you need to be. This is your path.
I feel like it's time now.
Yeah, right. Well, and you've heard, like I said to you earlier, go to scrollsofthesouls.com and fill out that at the bottom. There's a document at the bottom. If you want to do the reading, the numerology reading, you're welcome to do that. There's a form at the bottom there.
Mhm.
So I believe I'm actually going over there right now as we're on the phone, so I can just give you a quick way to do this. You scroll down at the bottom, and it says Get in Touch. And then you have options. You can choose an option with a drop-down menu, and just click the show. There's 5 different things there. Just click the show.
Okay.
So make the birthday information, and then your area code. So on the 20th, we're on every week at this time, the 20th, we can give that answer back to you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're more than welcome. And
thank you very much, Bob. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Blessings. It's been a pleasure here as well.
Thank
All right,
you.
I've got to bring it to a close.
Yes.
Have a good day, Barb.
You too.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Sissy. I'm looking at the time. I think it's time we bring it to a close, maybe. It'd be a good time to start.
Yeah, maybe. Yes. So we have 5 minutes. That's a lot. So I don't have to scream out everything, right? I'm joking again.
Yeah, right.
So thank you everybody for listening in and calling in. And on today's show, we have been talking about numerology. What do the numbers mean? Plus, we have been taking your calls for questions and mini readings live on air. Our next upcoming show here on Scrolls of the Soul Radio is next Thursday, July 30th. And it will be with Soul Sister Show, of course, host Sue and myself, Anne, and we will welcome special guest, our soul brother, Gary W. Humphrey, discussing astral projection. This is a juicy topic, actually, so this is very intriguing. And we take your calls for questions and free mini readings live on air, of course. We'll be on 10 a.m. Pacific in the U.S., 6 p.m. London in the U.K., 7 p.m. Sweden, and 8 p.m. Greece in Europe. And as we said before, we will do a very special event for those of you who call into our next show with numerology on Thursday, August 20th. We will offer you to send your birthday to us year, month, date in advance, and we will calculate your life path number for you and give you the short reading about your life path number when you call into the show on August 20th. So you can just go to our website, scrollsofthesoul.com, scroll down to the bottom of the page and fill in the contact form. Please choose show in the drop-down menu and write your area code and year, month, and day you were born in the message box. And we also put in some information in the chat room at scrollsofthesoul.com/live, scrollsofthesoul.com/live, so you can read more about it. You can always check out upcoming shows at scrollsofthesoul.com/upcoming, and you can always listen to past episodes on YouTube. Search for Scrolls of the Soul Radio on YouTube, or go to scrollsofthesoul.com/past. And if you'd like to connect with me, Anne, or Sue for a personal reading, you can find us at scrollsofthesoul.com/Sue or scrollsofthesoul.com/Anne. And if we didn't have a chance to take your call this time, please call into our next show, and we'd be honored to talk to you, actually. Thank you all for listening and calling in, and we're back next Thursday, July 30th. So, Sissy, do you have anything you want to tell the listeners before the show ends?
Thank you, everyone, for entrusting us with your questions. We always appreciate it. And a message out to my mom, like I do every week. Angels watch over you all night long. Sissy?
Love, light, peace, and joy to all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.